Good Thursday morning, cruisers. Happy February 26th. I had a few people email me yesterday that I had the date wrong. So, think I'm right today. Today is February 26th. Happy Thursday to you. We're going to continue our celebration of Black History Month today. I actually had a couple of students that have emailed me over the last couple of weeks, asked me to talk a little bit about Rosa Parks. I think most people kind of know the traditional story of Rosa Parks. This older woman who was on the bus. She was tired. She'd worked all day as a seamstress. She had to move on the bus to the back. She kind of refused to do that because she was so tired that she just couldn't bear to get up and move to the back of the bus. And some of that's not really true. So what I've got today is just some unknown information about Rosa Parks, and a little bit different story than you might have been told. So she was not just a tired seamstress who didn't want to give up her seat on the bus. She was actually an experienced civil rights activist. This was planned. She, along with some of the other folks in the Montgomery civil rights movement, had planned for her to refuse to give up her seat on the bus, knowing that she would then be arrested for refusal to follow the law. And then they would follow up with what became the Montgomery bus boycott, led by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So this was really a planned event, not just some old lady who was too tired to move from her seat. She wasn't even that old. She was only 42 years old when this event happened. So it's not like, she's some 90-year-old grandma who just can't get out of her seat. She was smart and she knew what she was doing. And she was kind of planning this as a protest to this segregation on the buses. She was the first woman and second black person to lie in honor of the U.S. Capitol Rotunda after her death in 2005. So very few people have the honor of, when they pass away, their casket basically being in the U.S. Capitol in this big rotunda. Eighth grade students, you'll see the rotunda. We'll go in there on the Washington, D.C. trip if you're going. But that's a really big honor when someone passes away, to be able to have their casket there and people kind of pass by, pay their respects. I want to say something like 90,000 people walked through the rotunda when she passed away in 2005. And the actual bus that she was on, which started the Montgomery bus boycott, excuse me, is on display in the Henry Ford Museum in Detroit. And it's this one right here. So you can actually go and see the bus that she was on, even the exact seat, I believe, where she refused to give up her seat, which kind of sparked the civil rights movement in the 1960s. All right. Be a pro at Middle School North. We are positive, we are respectful, and we take ownership of our learning, our environment, and of course, our actions. Birthdays, Mylan Williams, Jasmine, Odie, and Ronald Johnson. Hopefully, you have an amazing birthday to you. Restroom students, I want to remind you, make sure that you are taking care of our facilities here at Middle School North. They're not just mine, they're not just the teachers, they are yours as well. Take ownership of them. If you see an issue, please make sure you let us know. We'll check cameras and we'll see who the last person was in there when that issue occurred. So again, let us know if you see an issue with the restrooms. All right, joke of the day. Why should you not trust stairs? They're always up to something. All right, E plus R equals O. Focus on how you respond to events. We don't control the events that happen to us in life. We do control how we respond to them. That doesn't change when you stop being a middle school student. That's something that happens to us even as adults. There are things that happen to us that are out of our control. It's how we respond to those things is what's important. And if no one has told you yet today, you are loved. You belong here at Middle School North. You've got all the tools to be successful. We've got your back. Have yourself a thoroughly terrific Thursday. And as always, it is great to be a cruiser.